We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
howdy.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Putella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from the apple-centric, awesome Michigan. How's that? How many apples are in a bushel? You know, it's funny. My sister-in-law, brought up picking up a bushel of apples the other day, and I'm like, that sounds cool. I want that too, but I don't know if I can fit it here. How many apples are in a bushel? Is that like one big basket?
I'm just as much now from the West as you are.
Have you ever had a bushel of apples?
I don't think you should buy a bushel of apples unless you're going to make moonshine.
Or
I don't know
pie.
what else?
Pie? Hello?
Moonshine comes in. Yes.
Applesauce?
The answer is yes.
Maybe, I'm going to get some apple cherry fill in the blank. Wouldn't that be delicious? So
It's big. A bushel of apples is big.
that's what I think it's like a big bucket of apples. I know you guys are all laughing at us right now.
It's bushel. It's a bushel, like a wooden woven,
That's what I thought. Okay.
bigger than a bucket.
That's going to be cool. I love it here. Thank you, Michigan. You guys know how to,
Thank you, Northern Michigan.
yes, Northern Michigan. I love your fall weather. The leaves are starting to turn. We couldn't have picked a better time to be here. We're having a ball.
Today, Jill and I talk about a Land Academy as a legacy business.
Yes.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. And I'd like to let you know, and hopefully you already know, that Jill and I have a full-blown commercial printing company that goes along with Land Academy called Offers to Owners. Offers the number 2 owners. It was born out of our frustration from using other people's printing companies to send out offers. They just didn't get it. They didn't understand mail merges and a bunch of other stuff. Mm-hmm. Go to offers2owners.com. I know for sure we have a promo going when this airs, but until the end of the month. So you get 10% off.
Sweet. I think it's like Mail 10 that's on the website.
Yeah,
You'll
the
find
promo
it.
code I think is Mail 10.
Yeah.
Just ask them.
Yeah.
They'll tell you.
Mike wrote, hey, regarding easements, I have a 35-acre tract under contract in East Texas with a quarter-mile easement to it. The easement has never been used and is directly across 3 neighboring wooded properties. The pricing is great, but the easement would take serious money to turn it into real physical access. Has anyone gone through with deals like this? Comps with access are around $280,000, whereas I'm thinking I could sell now for around $180,000.
So, Mike, you're in a great situation, and directly answer your question, and then I'll take a couple steps back. Hell yes, we've done deals like this, and we do deals like this. An easement is the right to cross somebody else's property to get to yours. Easements are all over the place. They're super prevalent. Chances are you cross over all kinds of properties to get to your own and don't even know it all the time. No, this is a very common where, luckily, you're in a great situation. That's why we say access, which is one of the 6 A's in Land Academy. Access is, when you go through your phase 1 due diligence, you want to check the 6 A's. And I'm not going to go through them now, but one of them is access, arguably the most important. And then we break it down into physical and legal access. Well, you have legal access here. So in the eyes of the law, you could, I'm oversimplifying, mow down whatever's in there, foliage or trees or whatever, put a road in, and now you've got physical access to all these properties that you're crossing along the way. So you're in a great situation. And please don't mistake that there's no access to this property, because there is. Mm-hmm. It's just not. It's just there's stuff in the way that could legally be removed. And it's very, very often removed. So I would go through this. There were many. This is in Discord. Many people responded to this original question, and all of them are saying a version of what I'm saying. Especially in Texas, there's situations where, people have stories where their grandfathers shook hands to use to cross over somebody's property. So that makes things very complicated. This is very, very clear.
There's legal access, physical access. Preferably, we want both. Legal is like what Jack's talking about. It's like written in. There's a contract. You may see it in a legal description. There's something recorded with the county that we can all look at it and see on the map and how it's spelled out, basically where the access is. It'll tell you from this point to this point along this whatever border kind of thing. And then there's physical access, which is somebody just rolling around out there with their truck. They've just been driving this way. They always just cut off the main road, and this is where their truck goes. And they've been doing it for 20 years now, and it's just kind of, the ground is worn down kind of thing. That's the physical access. Ideally, you want both, but if I had to pick between the two, I want legal access.
All day.
Because then I can go in and make a road if I want. If I only have the physical access, it doesn't mean I can just call up a company and have it paved tomorrow. I have to get the legal to go with it.
It's worth mentioning too that many transactions Jill and I have done, it's talking to the people where you're interested in crossing over when you're interested in executing an easement, but crossing their property, just call them. Jill's done this many times where we've got a dealer come in and we don't have any access to it. She calls them and says, hey, do you mind if we get legal up? We're going to do all the work. You don't have to do anything. Just sign some stuff to get legal access on the west side of your property. You're like, heck yeah. We never use it anyway.
It's easy. Yeah, if you want to know, here's what I did in the past. I just drew a circle around the property and I sent out a handful. It wasn't even 10 neighbor letters. And I put a map in there because I was doing less than 10. It took me just minutes to print out a copy, right? I pulled up Parcel Fact. I did like a screenshot and printed out like a little map, and I highlighted my property and I highlighted the other person's property so they could get this in the mail and know exactly who I am, what I'm talking about. Like, this is me, this is you. And it was just a nice letter saying, hey, can we work out some kind of access? And that has always gone great. They call back and say, yeah, well, how can I help you?
Today's topic, Land Academy is a legacy business. This is why you're listening.
Not to mention, by the way, that's how you say too, hey, I know we're talking about access, but do you want to buy this property because it's next to yours?
Yes.
Ding, ding. I'm always selling or buying. There you go. Okay. So today, Land Academy is a legacy business. This came up because, there's a healthy amount of people in Land Academy that are here to do this as a family business. Remember the sweet father-daughter in Career Path? I don't know if it was 2 or 3. And it was so cute because she was 16 and she found Land Academy for her and her dad.
Yeah.
He was leaving his, retiring, if you will, from his very successful insurance business, looking for something to do down now and do with his kids. And the daughter came up with, Dad, let's buy and sell land. And hey, look at this Land Academy thing. And the next thing you know, they're in Career Path and doing fantastic. So there's a lot of people and there's a lot of great reasons to do something like this for your family. Number one, as a family business, what's better than, having a sweet company that everybody can get together around the dining room table, not kidding, on Sundays and build and create your own family land buying and selling business. It's wonderful. And then the second thing is, I think too, as a parent, we need to know and we want to know our kids are going to be okay. So not only would I get to do this with my kid, and we have done this with all 3 of our children,
kids, yeah.
By the way, at different times, all 3 of the kids, we have been involved in our companies in some way or another, and it's so nice. They're not always involved. They're not currently involved in the level that we are, but they know how it works and they know what to do. And I, as a parent, feel really good knowing that if anything goes sideways, they all know how to do this. They could all go buy land and sell land and take care of themselves and feed their families. That's the main thing. And then the third thing is they need their own money.
Yes,
come on. Kids need to make their own money.
Heck yes.
Not just for any reason other than I'm not going to always be here. My kids need to know how to maybe, like I said, so many things change in this world. Things come and go. People get down, I don't have to get into a career path talk, just like careers and, think about even you. Look at your degree that you use your degree, but not in the way that you went to school for. You know what I mean? That's the thing. That's my point. So you think you know what you want to do, but it doesn't always pan out that way. And gosh, having, and even just knowing how to start and build and run a company will help them in life in so many ways.
So when I hear land and I hear legacy, I think of something else. Jill's point is spot on. Teach some kids how to buy and sell land. If they're into it, they're into it. If they're not, they're not. But the fact is, if you're buying and selling land for yourself, you're going to accumulate some wealth. You're going to accumulate real estate, and you're going to accumulate, liquidity, money, cash. Did you ever drive down a subdivision, or maybe there's where you live, and there's this vacant piece of property at the end, and you've never seen this for sale sign on it? It's total prime real estate. It could handle a couple of houses, maybe a subdivision, and you just wonder what the heck's going on with that piece of dirt. Here's what's going on in a lot of cases, especially in relatively higher priced areas. We all are going to leave our kids something, or we all estate plan, let's say. Nobody knows when they're going to pass away, but you want to make sure that whatever you've accumulated in your life goes on to the right people, and without paying as little taxes as you can. It's very easy to buy a piece of property that's undervalued, which is what we do all the time, and then own it, and then co-deed it with joint tenants to one of your beneficiaries. Could be a sister, could be in most cases, it's your kids, without them knowing. Conveying real estate is not a contract. I can convey all kinds of real estate to Jill without her ever really knowing. I just sign it over to her, and that's it. Mm-hmm. It's not a closing. I'm not looking for compensation. So when I own, or Jill owns, a piece of property with one of our kids as a joint tenant, and she passes, that at that instant, that beneficiary, or in this case, Jill's child, or one of the kids, owns the property. It's not a taxable event. It doesn't go into the estate. It's a very, very positive, easy way to ensure that your kids are going to get some money. That's a legacy. Mm. And they don't know about it, so they can't mess it up, because young children tend to mess stuff up, especially if they're teenagers. And it keeps going up in value, in some cases dramatically. It's a perfect legacy vehicle, land is. So when I know, Jill, what this topic was something different, because Jill talks to people who want to help their kids succeed at something all the time.
Mm-hmm. Like day to day have income, money coming in. And that was my take on it, but I like it. Your take is a long-term, big picture.
Land is such a great, wars are fought over land. Land is such a great investment vehicle. So,
I would think most wars are fought over land. Yeah. Thank you. If not
or
all.
Or oil.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Or food.
Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week you can find us here. Or women can find us here.
I was going to say that. I'm like, I shouldn't say it. I don't want to make her mad again.
On the Land Academy Show.
So the episode on the Land Academy Show is called The Difference Between County Incorporated or Unincorporated Land and Township Land. We're learning that to the point of nausea here in Michigan right now.
It's very different.
You're not alone in your real estate ambition.
That's funny. Yeah, I had to think about that. No, there's been wars over all kinds of screwy things, like when you go way back, wars. But it seems like nowadays most of the wars are over land. Oh, yeah. Hey, thanks for tuning in. By the way, Jack and I are very aware that not everyone has a few $100,000 lying around to buy property like we do. Not to worry, because we do, and do many other people in Land Academy. We are happy to fund your deals. Nowadays, it's so great coming into this community with us. You just have to be a deal finding machine, and we'll help fund them. So to find out more, go to landfunding.com, or always just send a note to support@landacademy.com, and my team will fill you in and point you in the right direction. We are Jack and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable, and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.